the most important aspect of buying the solitaire is the cut of the diamond. The cut makes a difference of how the diamond looks today to how the diamond looks 5 years from now. When we are spending so much money buying an engagement ring or buying a pair of solitaire earrings or a solitaire pendant or solitaire based bracelets for somebody we love, please make sure that the investment you're putting in diamond today would be something that will work for a longer period of time.
Hey there, welcome back to Karishma Connect, Urf, Kari Connect, and I'm absolutely looking forward to sharing this interview with y'all because it's with somebody who's been my amazing padosi and he's also a fourth generation jeweler. Now, he has so much to share always about why one must invest in jewelry, how they should invest, what they should know, what youngsters must know, and why nothing can replace the value of physical money. Go check out the interview. It's with none other than Vishal Meenawala. And I am really happy to be doing this because these are people who have supported me since day one of Karishma Connect. And I was waiting to feature him on this. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Until next time, Karishma Connect, Urf, Kari Connect.
First of all, how are you? That's my first question on every episode. That tell me about your journey because you describe it best. Why jewelry? Now, from what I know, and please say it for the viewers that it was a family business. So, why did you sort of stick to it, and why did you think, okay, I want to take this forward? And of course, about your
So,
college sweetheart, please, because she's very special to me.
yes, definitely, definitely. So, actually, I'm the fourth generation as a jeweler. My great grandfather started this work, and hence my surname is also Meenawala. So, my
Mm,
great grandfather used to Meenakari, was enabling work on 22 karat gold jewelry. So, we got that as the surname.
mm,
And I didn't want to be in this business. I was studying. I was doing undergraduate program in Bombay, in Wigan and Lee College, and we had the option that in the third year you could do a top up course to do bachelor's.
uh,
So very early on, it was set in my mind that I was going to do something else. To be very honest, and when I flew to London as well, my dad was really sweet, and he came and told me that we've we get trained in our business since we're 15 years old. Since I was 15, 16, I used to go to the shop on Diwali days, summer holidays, and when my dad would go for valuation reports on Sundays, he would take me along with him as well.
mm,
At that time, it was just that you're just doing it because we are learning it, but it was not. I didn't want to be a jeweler at that time.
mm,
When I went to London, I actually started with Subway sandwiches, and I loved it. And food business was like my jam. I loved it. I loved working there. I completed bachelor's. फिर I was only working, and फिर मुझे realize हुआ यार I want to do masters.
mm,
I'm all about people oriented person.
yeah,
तो मैं सोचा कि क्यों ना सर्विसेज मार्केटिंग में मास्टर्स, तो
mm,
सोचा कि हाँ ऐसा करते हैं. तो वो करने के लिए ऐसा था कि सबवे वाज टेकिंग अप टू मच ऑफ माय टाइम.
yeah.
So what to do? And so then my college sweetheart, my wife, and my absolute mentor and guiding light on everything, and she said that let's do one thing. Let's switch a job that is more flexible in hours.
Uh,
It pays better,
uh,
and you can study side by side. So we said okay. And then so I took up a job in a gaming company which had very flexible hours. I could work, I could do my assignments, and then she helped me with paying the fees for my masters. And I couldn't afford a degree because it was very expensive, so I did a diploma.
uh,
तो वो सब वहां तक तो बहुत अच्छा हो गया. फिर in 2009 we came back from London. We had something here and we had to come back. So
mm,
I said, okay, we came back here. और फिर उस टाइम पे जॉब ढूंढना स्टार्ट किया because I was already from this thing that job. I want to do a job.
mm,
Even though at the back of my mind it was clear that one day I will do business. So
mm,
which business I will do, I had no idea. ठीक है. तो ये करते 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 कहीं जॉब नहीं मिली.
mm,
Finally, I got a call from my uncle. My uncle is a jeweler. They had a store up in Pune, and he said, "Ki we need somebody from the family manage करने के लिए, तो तू पुणे shift हो जाएगा." तो my wife and I said, "Yeah, no problem." We
mm,
didn't have your love next door yet at that time. Kehan was not in the picture, so we said we will shift over. So
uh,
we came to Pune in 2010,
uh,
and I started working for my uncle. Now at that time, I was mainly here to concentrate on Rolex watches. Watches
okay.
was my jam, and my mom used to be in luxury watches, so I had been trained in watches from my mom. Customer service, talking to clients, all from my mom.
Uh,
How to run a business, back end work, everything from my dad, and details of jewelry all from my dad. तो मैं आया और मैंने अंकल के यहाँ स्टार्ट किया काम करना. तो तब भी वॉचेस was my main thing. Jewelry was like happening. ठीक है, अपने ब्लड में है, हम काम कर रहे हैं. So there was an incident that changed the life actually, that I decided, you know what, मेरे को यही करना है.
Hmm.
So normally क्या होता है, a customer comes in,
Yeah.
I want to buy a ring, and then
Yes.
you show them your entire stock of rings.
Hmm.
If they buy one, then that's great, and if they don't buy one, everybody says thank you, goodbye.
Yeah.
But I was trained by my manager in Subway who said one simple policy to me: whoever walks in our door is our customer.
Hmm.
That customer has something in their mind that I want to spend, for example, 5,000 rupees.
Hmm.
अब वो 5,000 अपने यहाँ स्पेंड करवाना है या 7,000 स्पेंड करवाना है, दैट इज योर स्किल सेट एज अ सेल्स पर्सन.
Yeah. Yeah.
तो मैंने बोला इंटरेस्टिंग. सो
Hmm.
नॉर्मली द बिहेवियर इज, कोई कस्टमर आया तो ठीक है. अब जब तुम्हारे यहाँ कस्टमर का टर्न अराउंड बहुत अच्छा होता है,
Hmm.
तो यू डोंट वरी, कोई नहीं लिया कोई बात नहीं, अरे एक गया दूसरा आएगा.
Hmm.
When it matters, when you realize the value of a client is when you don't have a lot of clients walking.
Yeah.
So at that particular stage, clients started decreasing, where customer service now becomes a priority.
Hmm.
So there was a client, a couple walked in,
Hmm.
and they were very nice couple, and they were walking all around the store, saying some things and all. Of bola ki, acha okay. So I thought I will intervene. I wasn't intervening so much with clients at that time.
Hmm.
So I went and asked them that, how are you? Let's have a cup of tea and कैसे हो, क्या है वो. फिर बात करते करते मैंने पूछा कि are you looking for something specific?
Hmm.
So they said yes, I'm looking for a necklace. So I
Hmm.
said okay.
Hmm.
And is there anything that we have that you liked but or you didn't like, or what is it that you're looking for? So actually I love the necklace that you have, but it's not in my budget. So
Hmm.
मैंने बोला okay, let's call for the necklace. It was a beautiful diamond and ruby necklace. It
Hmm.
was for 7.5 lakhs.
Okay.
And the husband said, to be very honest, my budget is 4.5 to 5 lakh rupees. That's it.
Hmm.
So I said, no problem. How about we make this necklace and put it into your price bracket? So he said, ये कैसे करोगे? मैंने कहा हम ज्वेलर हैं, हम सिर्फ डिस्प्ले करके नहीं बेचते, हम खुद बनाते हैं.
Hmm.
तो क्योंकि हम खुद बनाते हैं, हम जानते हैं हम कैसे क्या बना सकते हैं.
Hmm.
तो उसको नेकलेस का सेंटर पीस बड़ा पसंद आया था.
Hmm. Hmm.
It was in a V shape, and the
Hmm.
earrings were these long ones. So I told her, ma'am, to be very honest, the way the earrings are, you won't be able to wear for a very long time because it's meant for a younger ear
Hmm.
who can carry that weight for a longer time. So the first thing we'll do is we'll eliminate the length of the earring and make it smaller.
Yeah.
We will keep the hanging, but just reduce it in contrast. That's the first thing we will do.
Mm.
And in the necklace, we kept the center panel the same, and the edges is what we reduced it.
Hmm.
And I told her we can make it in your 4.5 lakh budget. The husband was really happy यार. He said कि सच्ची में, बोला सच्ची में, but आपको 20 दिन देने पड़ेंगे. कहते 25 दिन लो.
Yeah.
So हमने फिर we did our we did all the economy advance वगैरह and all.
Yeah.
After 20 days when they came to pick up the necklace, and that for me was a game changer. The happiness that I saw on her face
Yeah.
when she saw what she was holding,
Hmm.
she was going to wear it.
Hmm.
It was in her price bracket.
Hmm.
It was exactly what she wanted.
Hmm.
And that there, I think
It-
the bulb clicked me and said, "Ki, you know what, this is something I want to do, because at the end of the day, I work for customer satisfaction.
Hmm.
तो अगर customer satisfied है, customer खुश है, तो I realized very early on that relationship is everything. And you won't believe that customers from 2011, we are now in 2021, and that is still my client.
Yes. Hmm.
I'm no longer with my uncle, and I'm doing on my own now. But thanks to those years now, we understand the value. And
Mm.
thanks to my uncle's complete free hand, that tu kar beta.
Hmm.
That was the change for me. That he just let me do, and we did this. And it was just, and that changed the game. And then now, yeah, that's how it is. So that, I think, that is where it got to me, that this is what I really want to do.
Now, with a changing generation to deal with, there is so much of change in preferences. There is so. First of all, tell me, how have preferences changed over the years, because you've had a knowledge of this, and also about how do you deal with it, whether it comes to business or jewelry in specific as well.
So the advantage of being in this field because of my grandfather and all, I have a client who was dealing with my grandfather, and their kids were dealing with my father. Now their kids are dealing with me.
Yeah.
So the beauty is that they all come with a different set of what they're looking for, and especially as we go ahead in time, everything has improved. I mean, in terms of manufacturing, styles have improved. What we are offering to the client has improved. The designs have become a little bit different. It's more modernized. So we are going with based on what the trend is. Sometimes we are showing the trend to them. Sometimes they come and show the trend to us, and then we'll make it work. So the one thing is that, ideally speaking, the generation that is between the 30s and above, they are the ones who still feel a sense of value. Ki jewelry hoga. I would like a nice piece of something, a bracelet. I want to wear a pair of earrings to work in an IT firm. Okay. The generation that is the 25 to the 35, their jewelry is the one big day, which is the wedding.
Yes.
Wedding ring is the one thing. कि वो एक wedding ring लेना है, which is the culture of what I used to remember. It used to be in States.
Yeah.
The biggest business in States used to be the solitaire engagement rings. It was a big thing. That's it. मतलब आपको आपकी. I remember my friends telling me that the rule is it should be worth your 1 month salary.
Oh, back
Your
in
engagement ring should be worth, yeah, it should be worth 1 month salary. So if you're making $5,000 a month, your ring should be $5,000.
Oh.
That was the set rule at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now believe me, they're spending much more than that because of EMIs.
Yeah.
Much more than that.
Yeah.
But that used to be the rule at that time.
Yeah.
So even now here, that's the policy. Valentine's Day पे jewelry देंगे that holds that value. और जो बाकी दिवाली पे, बिकॉज वो रघुकुल रीत में आती है कि दिवाली का दिन है, आज धनतेरस है, तो एक गोल्ड का कॉइन लेके रखते हैं, वो है. बट उसके बीच के अंतर में द प्रायोरिटीज आर व्हाट. when you start earning money and you start a career, your first priority, and believe me when I say this, is iPhone.
Yeah.
It's not a phone, it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
So that's your first priority, and that you made it. And then the priority becomes is I want a car.
Yeah.
Or a bike. Somebody like me, I will choose the bike over the car, but nonetheless you got a bike or a car. Then यार एक घर चाहिए जिसपे अपना नाम.
Yeah.
अभी जब तक आप ये चक्रव्यूह में लग जाते हैं एक बार, then the jewelry has become like it's become like what do you say, it's become a premium product.
Yes.
When I will have spare, then I will start investing. And actually people don't realize that is a true asset that is actually with you at all point in time.
Yeah.
Simple सा बताऊं, पहले के जनरेशन में घर लोन पे था ही नहीं. You won't believe when I went to study in London and they asked me a question, which is the biggest loan you'll take in your life? When I started thinking, will it be a Ferrari? So I raised my hand up and I said a Ferrari. And then he said no. And I said, acha, okay, maybe something more expensive. And I was not a Rolls Royce person. Then my friend raised his hand and said home loan. And he said, yes, that's the biggest loan of your life because it will take you 25 years to pay that loan. So after the class we met. His name was Dave. And I told him, why is home loan such important? So he asked me, why you don't have a home loan? So I said, no. He said, you are in India? I said, yeah. And you stay in a house? I said, yes. And there's no loan on it? I said, no. How? And I said, I don't know, but we don't do home loans so much. As much. Now this is like in 2002-ish. And now when you see it, I think everybody's on home.
Yeah.
So we are living more of a credit life.
Yeah.
So even now when people do come and say, acha suniye na bhaiya, I would love this ring, can you do EMI for me? And because all big jewelers do that, they tell you कि आप एक काम करो, हर महीने आप एक 5,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees side पे रखो, at the end of the year go and buy something. This way at least you're thinking like a mutual fund or systematic investment planning, SIP, you're putting some money aside and building some sort of an asset. It's an asset nonetheless, but if you use this to your advantage, it can become a very good asset. If you actually realize and you don't keep the money in cloud and keep it physically, it's a very good asset.
Yes.
Even till date, there are so many people who buy gold coins every month and keep it aside for their kids. So when they get married or they come to a age where you want to get educated, that will become money that I don't have to take that much loan for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a change in the way that I see in terms of jewelry.
What are the 3 things, or you can even cross 3 things if you want, but basically, what are the things that you think youngsters, especially, because I know most of the people watching this would be the youth. So, what do you think they need to know from a jeweler about jewelry? Or know about, that could be about investment, that could be about just picking jewelry, basically jewelry for dummies. What do you think they should know?
First thing is, Karishma, pick a good jeweler.
Yes.
A jeweler that you can really talk to. It doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody. Could be a jeweler that your family is going for the last 20 years also. That's fine. But do you connect with that jeweler? Do you connect with that person? Do you connect with that person Because at the end of the day, the only thing in the business that separates anyone is the trust you have on that person across the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for a youngster, when they're going to start off, that's the one thing that they really want, is to trust that person across the table and make sure that the person does not just give you anything under the sun just to make sure that they make a sale, but they get you onto the right path of what is it that you are looking for, not what I am looking to sell you. So for a youngster, the first thing is find a good jeweler, somebody you can talk to and somebody who can explain it to you in your way that will help you. Once if you figure that out, no, everything after that becomes very easy. क्या मुझे इस तरह का इन्वेस्टमेंट करना चाहिए या नहीं, क्या मैं मंथली वाला करूं कि नहीं, क्या मैं सॉलिटेयर में अभी इन्वेस्ट करूं या क्या मैं 1-2 साल बाद करूं. I want to buy something nice for my wife. What do you suggest? I want to buy something nice for my girlfriend. I have a very small budget. A lot of times people come up and say कि अच्छा आप डायमंड ज्वेलरी करते हो. मैंने कहा हाँ यार मुझे कुछ 20,000 रुपए में चाहिए, हो सकता है क्या? And that's like a concept that it won't happen in 20,000 Indian rupees. And I'm like, yeah, it does happen, man. And we gave a pair of earrings to somebody in diamond jewelry, in diamonds with a certification. We gave them earrings in 20,000 rupees. The customer went so amazing. We had to make 5 pairs of the same because he gave everyone in his house. बहन को, wife को, मम्मी को, भाभी को, सबको दिया उन्होंने. So that's the thing that you don't know. So today, if somebody is asking as a jeweler, go and talk to that person. चाहे आप कोई रिटेल स्टोर में जाते हो और उस मैनेजर से बात करते हो, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि जिस मैनेजर के साथ ये लोग बात करते हैं, बेचारा जब वो मैनेजर जॉब चेंज करता है तो कस्टमर भी उसके साथ शिफ्ट हो जाता है, बिकॉज ही बिलीव्स दैट पर्सन मच मोर देन ही जस्ट बिलीव्स इन द नेम आउटसाइड द स्टोर.
Is there like a mentality shift that you believe people should do? Say, for example, I am talking to my father and he has this particular notion about jewelry. Is there something that you think needs to shift or the younger generation needs to adapt, which is different from what the previous generations have had about this whole concept? Is there something like that?
Actually, I feel sometimes the younger generation should follow a little bit of what the generation believed. The older generation believed in physically, like I have 2,000 rupees, I will go to the store and 2,000 का गोल्ड का अगर मेरे को इतना छोटा सा डंडी मिलेगा, मैं वो लेके रख दूंगा, बिकॉज वो फिजिकली मेरे पास पड़ा है. कल मैं कहीं भी हूँ दुनिया में, मैं वो गोल्ड को एनकैच कर सकता हूँ. जब मैं किसी के साथ वो 2,000 रुपए इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ और वो साल में कुछ होगा, फिर वो साल में जो फिगर आएगा तब बनेगा. So that is at that time. The older generation believed of what I have currently, right now, currently in my asset that I need now.
Yeah.
So that is the one thing I think we should shift over to believe that my money should be with me now that I can use immediately.
Yes.
Even a mutual fund.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good mutual fund friends. I hope they don't feel bad, but nonetheless, if you have a mutual fund and you want to encash the money, it comes after 48 hours.
Yeah.
When you have a gold coin lying in your cupboard, it will come in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You just walk into the store and say, "This is my gold coin." They look at the gold coin, they test it, it's perfect. Here's the money. Thank you. Have a nice day. NEFT transferred, matter done.
Yeah.
That is physically with you. That's the one thing I think you should take from what your parents are saying. I don't think they're saying.
You know, you said there were a lot of uncertain moments, and I'm sure one of them would have been the very pandemic that just happened and is continuing to sort of find its way. How did you deal with it, and what is something that you think entrepreneurs, or more specifically, I think the startup entrepreneurs are the ones that are most affected out of this. So what do you think they should know or I wouldn't say what do you think they should know, I would say how did you deal with it, you know, and that automatically becomes a learning for whoever listens to this.
In that time, I spoke to a very lovely uncle called Mr. Kawas Pandol. He owns Pandol watches, luxury watches in Pune.
Okay.
He taught me 3 things that day.
What were they?
First, never stop thinking of what you can do.
Yeah.
Don't make a mental block. First. Second thing, not all storms come to destroy. Some storms come to clear path. So, वहां तक philosophy तक ठीक था कि okay, that's great, but what do you do? The third thing is what changed everything. He said, Vishal, the one thing you need to do is don't stop communicating.
Yeah.
So I said, what does that mean? Keep in touch with your clients. Keep updating them. This is what I am doing. You're not asking to sell it to them. You are just saying that while I'm sitting at home, this is what I'm doing. Whether I can help you with something while you're home, how to shine your jewelry, while you're home, how to value your jewelry, while you are home, if you want to think कि jewelry पड़ा हुआ है उसका कुछ नहीं कर सकते उसका मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ. That, make sure you communicate with them. It's not every time you who comes up with a genius idea. So you should keep your, and I feel you should keep your ears around, talk to people and share with them.
What are some of the ways in which people can take care of their jewelry?
We'll start with the three basic kinds of jewelry that we have. A, we have silver jewelry. Two, we have gold jewelry. And three, we have diamond jewelry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Easiest way to do home remedies for all.
Yeah.
Okay.
DIY.
To do a DIY, to do a silver jewelry at home, simplest thing to get is a Colgate toothpaste. No flavor, just a simple Colgate close up, whatever brand you're using, but that toothpaste that does not have any flavor, no namak hai ki nahi, ya gel hai ki nahi, ya active sensation, just basic. Take that and just take a soft toothbrush, apply it on your silver jewelry, clean it, and your silver jewelry is shining back again. Also, इसमें अलग अलग फंडा ये रहता है, कई बार लगता है फिर भी शाइन नहीं हो रहा क्योंकि सिल्वर का कंटेंट का मिक्स अलग रहता है. So you won't get like a brand new feel, but you'll get a cleaner feel. Second option is when you have gold jewelry lying with you. For example, gold chains, plain gold pendants, any of that jewelry that is lying with you. If you ये थोड़ा dirty है, इसको थोड़ा clean कैसे करूँ? Very simple again. If you have soap detergent, and I will prefer here to take the crystal detergent. Matlab, if you're using Ariel, Surf or anything in liquid form, don't get the liquid form, get the powdered form. Not the detergent that you use to wash vessels, the detergent that you use to wash your clothes. Take a bucket, fill it with the lukewarm water, a little bit more warm than lukewarm, and put 1 spoon of that powder, stir it completely, and then put that piece of jewelry in it for 15 minutes. Once you get it out after 15 minutes, take a soft bristle toothbrush, the softest one you can get. Take that and gently just rub over it. You will get all the impurities out. Take a nice soft cotton malmal cloth, wipe it clean, make sure that it's absolutely dry and there is no residue of the soap on it, and it's clean. So that's your option for plain gold. Now, when it comes to diamond jewelry, the beauty about diamond jewelry never gets dirty from the top side. It only gets dirty from the bottom side. If you're going to be wearing diamond rings, diamond earrings, what happens is the layer of the skin on which it sets, it adds the dirt and everything in it. You are going to use the same process that you use for the plain gold, which is the powder in lukewarm water. Let it gently, when you're getting it out and you're doing it with the toothbrush, please make sure that where the diamonds are set, you do not put heavy pressure with the toothbrush. You can put as much pressure at the bottom side of the diamond so that you can clean up, but on the top end, never put a lot of pressure because those prongs are really well set. So there's an easy step to do it at yourself at your house. And nonetheless, if you still can't get, you want it even better, more brighter, then definitely call your jeweler. The reason is that why you don't polish items on a regular basis is what sometimes people have. मैं regularly polish नहीं कराता. उसका reason ये रहता है. Say for example, हम एक gold chain पहन रहे हैं. I'm wearing a gold chain, and that gold chain weighs about say 10 grams. Every time it is sent to the workshop to polish, you might lose about 100 milligrams in gold dust. The process only goes for polishing. So that's something that is recommended. You don't do it every 3 months, 6 months if you feel it's not looking the same. Do this at your house. It reduces that work. It looks brand new, and you can go on with it.
What are some of the tips that you can share about picking the right diamonds? Now, this is especially for like starters, like say me, or people who are young, they don't have that knowledge. How does one pick the right diamonds?
Okay, again, I will classify into different segments. I will take two segments. One segment is when you're buying normal jewelry, a ring which is encrusted with say 20 diamonds, or a bracelet that is encrusted with say 50 diamonds. In anything like that you're going to buy, the best diamonds that you're going to get are going to be VVS and EF in color. Now, normally people ask, iska matlab kya hai? ठीक है. So diamonds are categorized into actually four major things. We'll talk about two things at this moment. One is known as the color and one is known as the clarity. These are the two most important aspects by choosing a diamond. So the clarity of the diamond starts from something known as IF, which is known as uh, internally flawless, which means there is no kind of mark or anything that you can see. It's absolutely flawless, as it says. Then you have something known as VVS, which is known as very small inclusion, which is very minute. Only somebody as nice or as a good a jeweler with a nice eyeglass will be able to find out. Then you have something known as VS, which is very small inclusion, and SI, small inclusion, and I, which is inclusion. Now, if you want to buy good diamonds for a longer span of time in your life, the mark that you're going to put is nothing below VS, which is very small inclusion. And the ideal place for you to buy diamonds will be the VVS, which is the very small inclusion. So this is the clarity that you should be looking for. As far as the colors are concerned, colors also come in grades. They start from something known as D. So it's D, E, F, G, H, I, and so on and so forth. Again, here we will cut off at G. D is whiter than white. E and F is still a bit more white. F and G is what is known as commercially white, and H and so forth is starts becoming more yellow. So your best bets are E, F, and J. So VVS and EFG are the best ones that you're going to buy when you're buying jewelry in that bracket. Now, when we come down to solitaires, अभी solitaire में ज़्यादा थोड़ा नजदीक आते हैं. So a lot of times people tell you कि हमारा जो diamond है वो बहुत clear है, बहुत clear. लेकिन color जो है ना वो eye color है. तो लोग बोलते हैं कि diamond बहुत clear है, हाँ बहुत clear है, लेकिन eye color है no. Now here's the beauty. When you are wearing a piece of diamond, Karishma is wearing a lovely pair of earrings, and I am the one who's seeing this pair of earrings. I cannot see with my naked eye that it is absolutely flawless from inside. I can't. I can try, but I don't have those eyes. The only thing I can see is the color of the diamond. So the lower the grade Karishma will go, the more yellow it will look through me through the naked eye. Instead, the best option for you to buy a solitaire diamond is in the VVS2 or the VS1. Make sure there is no black spot in the diamond. That's the one thing that you always make sure there is no black spot, and something known as BGM. We won't go into that in details, but basically there is no impurity outside, and the color is in the EFG. Now Karishma could be wearing a diamond of VS1 quality, but wearing F color. And when I look at the diamond and say, Karishma, wow, kya diamond hai? Because all I am seeing is the brilliant color of it. In buying a solitaire, it does not end here. The most important aspect of buying the solitaire is the cut of the diamond. The cut makes a difference of how the diamond looks today to how the diamond looks 5 years from now. When we are spending so much money buying an engagement ring or buying a pair of solitaire earrings or a solitaire pendant or solitaire based bracelets for somebody we love, please make sure that the investment you're putting in diamond today will be something that will work for a longer period of time. And if you buy a diamond with very good color and clarity, but not a good cut, when the gold starts to reduce the way it starts looking when it's not brand new, the diamond will also not start looking as good. But if you buy a diamond with a very good clarity, very good color, and very good cut, then 10 years down the line also the spark will remain the same. And that only comes, Karishma, from what we spoke earlier, that is the trust that you have built in with your jeweler.
What do you think people need to know about making charges?
So lovely question, Karishma. Thank you so much for asking this, because this gives me a wonderful opportunity to answer one very important aspect. When a client comes to us and looks at a piece of jewelry, the problem with the mentality is that labor कितना charge करते हो? नहीं, labor सस्ता करो ना, वो कितना सस्ता labor देता है. हम एक चीज भूल जाते हैं that when we are buying something, there's an artist behind it who has used a lot of brain, hard work, and sometimes, especially when it's a handmade piece of jewelry, it's that person's skill that nobody talks about. Normally, ये होता है that we are arguing on some parameter that actually eventually as the time goes by, that money already gets recovered.
Yeah.
And what has happened, unfortunately, because everybody's understood this mindset, when labor is the only thing that the customer is looking at, you are getting debunked on the quality of diamonds. You are getting debunked on the quality of golds. Now, not so much with the gold because it's BS hallmark, but I can guarantee you that the color and clarity of diamonds are definitely getting dropped down. So what they'll tell you is that the labor is so cheap. When you will see it as the years go by, and any piece of jewelry value is not on the day you purchase it, it's on a couple of years later down the line you'll find out what its true value really means. When we come to realistic terms, what a labor is all about, actually it depends on multiple factors that people are not aware. We'll talk about labor that goes in gold jewelry, in gold, plain gold jewelry, like a plain gold bangle or say Manga Sutra black bead mala. The labors can start from 300 rupees, can go up to 600 rupees, and sometimes on plain gold can go up to 800 also, because it can be very intricate kind of work. It could be maximum filing done by hand that costs a lot of labor. So that's somewhere labor can go. In diamond jewelry, also labor starts from what 700 rupees and can go up to about 1500 rupees, where there are some unique settings that keep coming in or are getting imported, where this change happens as well. But my genuine request to you, if you are going to buy jewelry, let not the labor value be of the prime importance there.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're going there to build a relationship with that jeweler.
Thank you so much. These were lovely insights. Thank you so much for joining me on this.
Let me officially thank you. Thank you for thinking of me. It's some amazing people that you have covered. Thinking of me, ki, can we do this? And I was like, yeah. And thank you. This will be a beautiful moment in my life because this is the first time I have done something like this.